In this episode, are you a 3-minute hugger? Well, don't go to this New Zealand airport.
And on the flip side, Mike talks about how he was doing some good deeds done dirt cheap at the grocery store. The Yankees made the World Series. Stop listening to Domingo. And what's better? Philly cheesesteak Pringles or everything bagel Pringles? Mike, hit the music.
Welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Everyone remain calm. Don't be riching around. It's time for another episode. I am Mike Gambito. Alongside with me is my best friend, my roommate for life, Mr. Matt Summers. Matt, how are you? How are things? Are you riching today?
Am I riching? No, not even close.
Okay.
What does riching mean? Does it mean I have money? Because I don't have money.
No.
What does it mean?
It's kind of like you're moving around, like you're, well, like you can't stay still.
Oh, I'm doing good, Mike. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just a lot to talk about on today's podcast. A lot happening in the world, a lot happening with you and I, a lot happening in America.
The election's almost here.
The election is, thank God, it's almost here. Everybody's looking forward to it. I know that. How are you,
dude? What a time to be alive. You know, I got a heating pad on my back. I got a beer in my hand and I'm ready to party.
Is the heating pad on your back related to 30,000 steps this past weekend?
Yeah. That's going to be one of my buys, but whatever.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get to it. It's a little preview.
Yeah. Holy crap. All right. Well, Matt, anything to jump into before we get started with today's awesome segment about airports?
Airports,
you don't want to say for a waiter?
No, I'm excited to talk about airports. I hope we talk about the Stairway to Heaven.
What is the Stairway to Heaven?
That's the Stairway. I don't understand how people don't know about the Stairway to Heaven. So the Stairway to Heaven is at Orlando International Airport, and it is an escalator that takes you straight up to Chili's.
Oh,
I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast.
It's funny. I've been to 3 different airports, and one of them is Orlando, and I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, it's literally the escalator. As you go up, you just see the Chili's sign gets bigger and bigger. It's awesome. It's my dream to see it in person one day, even though I think it's closing. The Chili's, not the airport.
I was such a young boy, and was super afraid of airports at the time when I went down to Orlando. And I think I was just like, "Where's the exit? Where's everything? I need to get out. Where? How can I find it?" Yeah,
missed out.
Yeah. Matt, how many airports have you been to?
Great question. 1, 2, 3. That's your answer. It's been 3 airports.
Too.
Wow.
I know. Matt, have you dealt with kind of like dropping somebody off at the airport? That's a loaded question. But
multiple times. I've taken April to the airport a few times. Taken April's family to the airport a few times.
Wow. What a good boyfriend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, Matt, did you ever have that warm embrace or the goodbye, I'll see you later, have a good time?
Yep.
How long do you think that lasts? 3 seconds?
I would say longer. I think it depends. I think if it's like in my scenario, when I first saw April for the first time after being long distance, it was a long hug. Okay. Long embrace. I would say
3 minutes?
3 minutes or 3 seconds?
3 minutes.
Less. Take the under.
Okay. Take the under. Okay. Well, that's nice. Anywho. So, Matt, New Zealand. We're flying all the way over to New Zealand.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. It's in Dunedin, which is a small city on New Zealand's South Island. The local airport, reported by the Associated Press, has implemented a hug time limit.
Nice.
Yeah. So, no goodbye hugs longer than 3 minutes in the airport's drop-off zone. The idea is to prevent emotional farewells from clogging up traffic, with signs warning, quote, max hug time, 3 minutes.
That's a great sign to have in an airport. What is the punishment for going over the 3 time limit?
So, great question. There's no need to worry about airport officials pulling up apart mid-hug. There aren't any hug police. But you may be asked to scoot over to the parking lot if you need a longer snuggle. You get a whopping 15 minutes of hug time there.
It's a long hug. It's a long enough hug to make it not a hug.
How long would you last a hug with me there, buddy?
Oh man, listeners don't need to know that. So a hug limit. They're putting a limit on how much. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a hug before the ceremony.
Mark's gonna time it
to see what happens. So they're putting a time limit on how much you can love someone.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Obviously, Matt, you are having the same reaction as well. Social media, some people are outraged. It's calling it a breach of, quote, basic human rights. Others thought it was a smart way to avoid chaos.
I don't disagree with what they're saying, though. The breach of human rights is true to an extent. Like, I guess you can't say you can't hug that long. However, you do have to hug in the appropriate places, and drop-off zones are meant for... That sounded wrong. All right, let's back up. Let's back up.
Matt, where am I hugging?
You have to be standing in areas that are not time restricted to hug that long. The drop-off zones are meant for quick drop-offs or dropping in, depending how you look at it. So if you are taking up time for 5-10 minutes, that is excessive, and it's meant to be in and out. So that does make sense in that area.
It's funny. You think that this rule implemented, you'd think, all right, well, there's got to be a spokesperson that goes out and says, why? Well, Matt, they went directly to the CEO of the airport, Dan DeBono. That's a real name. Dan DeBono.
It's not a real name. No,
it's a real name.
No, it's not.
Or Dan DeBono, depending on how you put it. Which was funny because I started listening to Bob Iger's book about, it was something along the line. I forget what the book title was, of course, but no, it's from Bob Iger. Matt, do you know who Bob Iger is?
Disney.
Okay, good. I was just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure you're good. Disney. Oh, The Ride of a Lifetime. Lessons learned from 15 years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. What he shared was usually when like disasters or like moments happen, they'll have like a spokesperson, like a company spokesperson. And Bob Iger's like, that's cowardice. It sometimes is a little cold. I'm going to say it. So yeah, CEO Dan DeBono stands by the decision and said that people that, quote, a 20-second hug is enough to release all the happy hormones.
Is he a doctor? Does he know that?
I have no idea. Well, apparently, according to science, yes. 20-second hug gives you those feel-good vibes.
But science is science. What does funny business science say? How long when you hug someone, Mike, how long does it take you to show your love?
I don't think it's more the duration. It's more the strength of the hug. Like if it's like, hey, nice to see you again. And it's like not really like friend zone. Mm-hmm. That's going to sound wrong. Like kind of like somebody see often. Nice hug, like it's just a quick hug. If it's somebody like Jenna or my mom, like have a little squeeze in there, or like a nice little like wrap around, like get the air out of the hug, you know?
Yep. So let's say in this scenario, you're dropping Jenna off at the airport. She is going away for an undisclosed reason for 2 weeks. How long are you hugging Jenna for?
Well, and that's like the problem. Because it's not probably the person that's getting... I mean, okay, I'll put it this way. It's one person or the other that is stalling. Like, the 3-minute hug, maybe it's not generally speaking, like everybody's standing there and like giving a person for a hug for more than 3 minutes. Like, it is more so stalling to get on the plane because the person either boarding the flight... Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry, this conversation is boring you.
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm the one who came up with it. It's either the person who is leaving, the person who is dropping them off, or both don't want to leave, so they stall, which reality being you don't want to block up traffic. And I guess this is a humorous way to put it. If Jenna was leaving 2 weeks at an undisclosed location and like for some reason, I don't know why that's an undisclosed reason, it'd probably be for like a minute or two.
Yeah, well, I've been undisclosed. I just meant like I couldn't think of a good reason to say why she's going away for 2 weeks. You know the reason why.
Sounds like she's going on Sounds like she's going on a top secret super mission.
Yeah, maybe she's, I don't know, got to do something.
Dun, 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 dun.
Um, but yes, I think most hugs are going to last longer than 20 seconds in that scenario. I just do.
It's not how long you last; it's how good it feels.
That's I mean, that's true.
So
But
then I have to ask you:
yes, go ahead. Ask your question.
could this rule work in other places?
Yes. So I think it could.
Okay.
However, they do need to make like a funny punishment.
Sirens go off.
No. Better one.
Why not?
You hire some people, and their title is Hug Police, and they go around with timers. And if you hit the 3-minute timer, you get sprayed with water bottle like a cat. It's just go in and spray. All right, that's enough. Break it up. You're done.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious because that'd be funny.
I think it would be more funny if the person just kind of like intervened in the hug, like got in between, like awkwardly got in between the hug happening, and like is now part of a 3-way hug, and that makes it really awkward for the two of them. I'm like, oh,
that would be funny. Or you just embarrass them, get like a giant megaphone, and just be like, "Oh, look at these people! Get a room!" They just start yelling, "Get a room" at them.
They seem to be so in love.
I wish I could find a love like that. Instead, I work at the airport.
So where could this work?
Outside of a bar in college when the frat girls are trying to leave the group and get Ubers back.
Well, yeah,
or just in like girls' bathrooms at a bar because they're all just chatting in there, making best friends with each other.
So it's not a 3-minute hug rule; it's just a 3-minute standing rule.
Well, to be fair, we don't know what happens in the girls' bathroom. They could be hugging.
Yeah, we really don't know what's happening back there.
And nobody knows. I don't want to know.
Unless you're in the hallway.
Yeah.
Then there's a story that happens, and then we never ever happens again.
Yep, that's true. You could make this rule at like a high school graduation afterwards. Get the hugs, get out, go to dinner, go to your party.
Let's go home, everybody.
Yep, get out of here.
I was going to say a high school dance or like a middle school dance. Like the cool kids sitting on the side of the wall. All right, 3 minutes is up. Come on, back up.
Yep. God, middle school dances. What a time to be alive. What a time
Did you slow dance with anybody there, Matthew?
I don't think so. No. I don't think I ever slow danced at a middle school dance. No.
The last song.
I was too busy not talking to girls. So
the last song that was always played was "No Air" by Jordan Sparks. That ages me. That's with no air.
I think our last song was Green Day. I hope you had the time of your life. Where else could this work?
College move-in.
Yeah. Oh,
everybody
man.
Get out.
No, you'd have to arrest all the moms. That'd be tough. That would be tough. Yeah. I think you could do it in a lot of college scenarios. College graduation, throw that in there. Oh, that one. You need all the time in the world to say goodbye to your friends at college. That's yeah. Like the final day of t-ball practice or final t-ball game of the year.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nobody wants to leave the field.
No, nobody wants to leave.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, if you're going to New Zealand and you're getting dropped off from New Zealand, just be sure to limit your hug limit under 3 minutes.
And remember, you're in New Zealand, not Australia.
Good day. Can you still say good day?
Do they say good day? Do they have dingoes in New Zealand?
Good day, New Zealand. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how it works.
Listen, they're all the same. It's fine. It's basically the same. We actually have decent amount of listeners from Australia.
Yeah,
we did at one point.
Yeah, we did at one point.
Yeah, hit us up. Let us know if we just offended you. Yeah. If we did, sorry. If not, thank you for listening.
I'm gonna check to see if New Zealand listens to us. While you flip it on to the next segment.
I'm logged out of the app. I can't get in.
Oh, well, I'm back in.
All right, we're going to slide on in to the second half of the show. We got a lot to talk about here. It's time for some buy or sell. I was going to let you go first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Less than 0.1% of our listeners are from New Zealand.
What about Australia?
Australia, 3%.
That's impressive.
That's this. United States number 1. Australia is number 2.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Germany is number 3.
We got to do a tour in Australia.
The lowest full 1% is Taiwan.
Can you imagine we like sell out the Opera House
in Australia.
in us in Sydney? That'd be awesome.
All right, I can go first, Mr. Matthew.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm buying steps.
Yeah.
Matt mentioned to me 27,000 steps this past weekend. My shins were hurting. My back is hurting. What a day, but it was a great day.
What time did you get up?
5:30 in the morning.
What time did you sit down?
I had a chance to sit
at the
down.
end of the day.
I had a chance to sit down in a golf cart probably at like 3 o'clock.
Oh.
But it was like for one set, like kind of for like a minute, and then I was back up on my feet.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So it's for work purposes for those that are curious. And my boss said my goal for today is make sure Mike drinks water and gets fed. That's it.
That's a good boss. It's a good goal.
Boss.
Yeah, it's a great goal. Were you wearing sneakers?
I was.
Okay, that's good. That's good. If you had to wear like work shoes to take 27,000 steps, that is the worst.
Which was tough because not from a place like, obviously I work at a university. My shoe colors were the colors from my last school that I was working at. So, okay, it was like kind of the only thing that was off. But other than that, no one pointed them out. I was like this close to buying new sneakers because I felt that conscious of it, self-conscious of it.
Yeah, they are also just like totally opposite colors.
Yes.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
Not even close.
I'm also, well, on the thread of that, I'm going to pop over to Cell really quick. Sunburn during the fall. You always forget those times when it's super nice and all of a sudden you get super sunburn. Not super sunburn, but like you get sunburn and you're like red as an apple.
I have a rule. This might be a hot take. No sunscreen from in between Labor Day and we'll go Memorial Day.
That sounds pretty tough, but okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got sunburned too, which again wasn't that bad.
You don't look sunburnt.
No, it wasn't as bad. Now, Saturday, like Sunday morning, like I saw like you had a line. Oh, actually you could see it right here.
Yeah, a little bit.
You could see it. You could see it pretty well.
Yeah. Gorgeous weather this past weekend.
Oh, it was amazing. What a wonderful day.
I went golfing.
That would have been nice too. I think we're trying golfing this weekend. So we'll see.
I have plans.
Anyway, it's fine. It's okay. I'm also, so this is my last buy. I'm buying doing good deeds and compliments.
Okay.
So I ended up, so it was the day after my big event with 27,000 steps. We're at the grocery store. And usually when it comes time for the grocery store and it's just the dynamic duo of Jenna and I. Oh my God, speak Mike. Jenna usually does the produce and then I go to the deli because the deli takes a little bit.
Yep.
So I think I was like third in line. And I see this woman out of the corner of my eye sprint to the bakery. And I was like, okay. I was like, she's in the run for bakery, bread. Picks up her bread and then she kind of like speed walks over to the deli. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this lady's like really in a hurry. And like you saw, like she's like pacing and like shifting her weight back and forth. She was like kicking up her feet. Like she was like kicking up one of her legs because it just seemed like she was just so fidgety. And then as the line started to shrink down, I think I was next to go. She called. No, phone was ringing. It was probably her husband. And her husband picks up and she goes, yeah, I know there's like one person behind the deli. I'm going to be late. Sorry, we're going to be late. And I thought to myself, I'm like, we don't have anywhere to be. So I was like, waved to her. I was like, why don't you go first? And she goes, really? Do you mean that? I was like, yeah, just all gets better. Just go over there. She goes, thank you so much. I'm like, and I felt that. I was like, that's so nice of her. So then Jenna decides to come back. She then obviously gets her order. Oh, before she orders, she goes, I'm only ordering one thing, I promise. Because in the back of my head, I thought, man, if this lady orders like 5 different meats, I totally screwed myself.
It's the worst.
So Jenna comes back over and then the lady, when she gets done ordering, she turns around. She goes, he just did the nicest thing for me all day. He's so kind, such a gentleman. And that Jenna's like smiling because obviously, like, yeah, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I know.
And she goes, well, I don't know what relation you two are. Because that's what she said to Jenna and I. And Jenna's like, well, and like puts her hand on my shoulder. Well, we're getting married next September. And she goes, He's a keeper. And then the lady next to me, who is like after me, she goes, "Oh, he's gonna be so good with the baby." And like this thing just goes into this like big thing. And I'm like cross-armed. And I said to myself, I said to the group, I was like, "I'm just trying to get some turkey, ma'am." I was just trying to get some damn turkey. Like, let me be. And then the deli slicer heard it. She goes, "Are you getting married?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm getting married." Like, just slice my meat.
Did he give you a free slice of turkey?
No. So it was a small gesture, but it reminded me that you're not always in a hurry. And if somebody else is, it's not always a bad thing to let them go. If it's one slice of meat, meaning like one set of meat, like not 5 different sets.
You're a better man than I am. When I get to the deli, I need to get like in and out. Like if someone in front of me orders like 2 things of cheese, I'm like, this son of a bitch. I have no patience at the deli.
Yeah. Well, how many people slice at your deli? 2?
1.
Okay, same with me.
Actually, we were at the store yesterday. There was one guy who was slicing meat for the person in front of me. I come up, he gets done. Somebody else from the deli enters the deli, and then this guy goes to take a break. But then the guy ordering me, I kept telling him a quarter pound of this different, I got 3 different cheeses, quarter pound each. He kept cutting off like a pound at a time. I'm like, no, quarter pound. And he did not say a word to me the entire time. He's just looking at me and like nodding his head.
Slicing his meat, just making direct contact.
He also was the slowest. He was like,
oh, that.
I'm like, I don't want the cheese at this point. I just don't want it.
That's why I do the grab and go for cheese.
So yes, but the store we go to, their grab and go is never stocked.
Oh, that's a problem.
Probably because they have one person cutting cheese.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Yep.
That is all I got.
What's your favorite cheese get sliced at the deli?
I don't get my cheese sliced at the deli.
You get pre-sliced?
I get it pre-sliced.
Okay. Pre-sliced just goes bad.
Judging. Not cheese.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Pre-sliced cheese goes way quicker than deli sliced.
No.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
I just threw some out. I got it like the week before. It was bad. Do you have anything else? Oh, you're done?
That's it.
Okay.
Yep, I'm done.
All right. Well, Mike, I got a lot. I have a lot. Got to do it. Got to buy the Yankees. The Yankees are back. Yankees are back. I didn't pull out the t-shirt. I don't want to dig through my closet. The Yankees are in the World Series. First time in 15 years. Mike, the last time the Yankees were in the World Series, you were 14 years old. I was 13 years old.
I remember.
Absolutely insane.
It like, not to interrupt you, that's what makes me want to watch the World Series, is because the last time I remember it was that age, and we watched Game 7. We beat the Phillies. It was magical. It was wonderful.
It's going to be an awesome World Series. Like, it's going to be very tough for the Yankees. I do think they will win. I want to say in 7. That's incredible home run after home run. I mean, that team is just locked in. That Juan Soto at bat. I'm not bias aside, Yankee fandom aside. That is a top 5 at bat in the history of baseball. He was just determined. He was just fouling everything off, shaking his head after every pitch, like, yep, come on, give me the fastball, give me the fastball. Kept spoiling, got the fastball, home run. I mean, that was insane.
They put Titanic music over him when he hit the home run. It was a masterpiece.
It's incredible. I can't wait. Also, a lot of people, Juan Soto, obviously a free agent after the end of this year. So Mike, Shohei Ohtani got $700 million last year. Now he is a pitcher and a hitter, although he hasn't pitched yet because of his injury. A lot of people trying to guess what Soto is going to get in free agency. Mike, how old do you think Juan Soto is?
How old he is?
Yeah. And now let me give you this. He played in the 2019 World Series.
I'm going to say 28.
So game 1 is on Friday, as we release this episode. His birthday is on game 1 of the World Series. And he's going to turn 26. He could very easily get like $800 million. I think. I do. I don't think he will, But if it gets, I mean, also the Yankees, I'm also buying blank checks. Give him whatever he wants. I don't care if he asks for a
Write the
$1 billion. Sign him. Have to. I'm also buying the NBA.
Okay.
Regular season starts tonight.
Nice.
Yeah. Mike, who's going to be in the NBA Finals?
I was waiting for this. I'm so ready. All right. Here we go. Boston Celtics coming back again for the NBA Finals. They will face off against. All right. This is going to sound crazy. You ready?
Yep. Give it to me.
Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, that's okay. Are you aware that Kawhi Leonard might not see the floor for a very long time?
Yes.
Okay.
However.
Yep.
However.
Material change?
Yes.
Okay.
That did it with the Yankees back in 2009. We got to remember the first year they played in the Yankee Stadium, they won the World Series.
That is a fact.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. They're the Clippers. It's sick.
Looks sick.
It's awesome. Yeah. It is kind of, they are attracting people like walking through the stadium. That's a little sus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say New York Knicks. I was in on the
one.
Knicks last year. Did you see they now have Karl Anthony Towns?
Yes.
Are you aware of this? This happened a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Cat.
New
York
York
Cat.
Cat. Yep. New York Cat. And then over Knicks, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. On the Western Conference side, the team I'm going to pick. I actually am surprised. They are the betting favorite to win the Western Conference, and not that they shouldn't be. I think they're a very good team. I'm just surprised that Vegas is favoring them. Do you want to take a guess? No. Oklahoma City Thunder.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Would be a very interesting series. I think. I think people would tune in for the Knicks, but the Thunder are just a very, very good team. Yeah, very good. Also, tonight, as of the recording day, Lakers have an opening game, of course. They are solely, and I think they've said, putting Bronny in early in the game to play on the court with LeBron, and they said there will be photo ops. So they're just paying him for show.
Media blast.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm buying corn dogs.
Oh,
just a friendly reminder how great corn dogs are. Did you see Dave Portnoy's corn dog review at the Texas State Fair?
I slightly.
Okay. He didn't know what a corn dog was, and he didn't know there was a hot dog inside of it because he never had one before. So he took a bite of it and was like, holy shit, there's a hot dog in here. Yeah. It was hilarious. He's like, I thought this was just cornmeal.
Jenna's cousin's daughter went to a local fair with her grandma. The daughter went with a grandma.
Yep.
And the grandma goes, what do you want, sweetheart? And she goes, a corn dog. She's like, a corn dog? She ate that sucker right up. And we're like, you like corn dogs?
I also love mini corn dogs.
You know what I got today at work?
What?
So there is this local place from the university that was like a hot spot for like any alum. Matt and I have that kind of similar relation to our alma mater with a place.
Yep.
And they serve food at this bar. Mm-hmm. It's called Super, and it's a bacon wrapped cheese dog. The alum showed up today, and I got 4 supers. I got 4 bacon wrapped cheese dogs. It's in my fridge right now.
That's great.
Amazing.
Oh God, corn dogs are the best. My final buy, I'm buying seatbelts.
Yes.
Always. So yes, those that know me may have seen. For those that don't know, I was in a bit of a car accident last week. I am okay. Luckily, I was wearing my seatbelt. And came out no injuries, no nothing. It was a hard crash, but cars are replaceable. My car is replaceable, thankfully. Your life isn't, so just make sure you're wearing seatbelts.
Was that on your way to work? I didn't really get the context of that.
It was like 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning on my way to work. Yes. So thankfully, my boss was great. She had to come meet me to pick up keys that I was going to use for work. And she got there like within like 20 minutes, and she's like, "Don't even think about coming to work today. Like, just take the day." So that was nice. I also want to take time to say thank you to everybody for reaching out who did. It really means a lot. It was very scary, and I am very, very lucky to come out with no injuries, and seat or airbags didn't go off or anything. And this was my first like accident or anything, so at first time is always kind of difficult. But yeah.
So I don't want to give too much information away, but you texted me. Jenna was also texting me in a scenario that was not good in relation to, not relation to you, but like both of you had situations going on at the same time. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I'm literally have the busiest week of my life. And two of my closest people in my entire world are having problems.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I apologize.
No, you knew. And I was just like, I was like, oh my God. And then Jenna was texting me. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. But that's that. Thank you again.
I'm glad you're
for reaching out. Thank you. I appreciate it. On to my cell. Mike, we often avoid topics like these. We try to stay away from controversial topics. However, I think comes a time and a place where you need to bring things up, and it might be uncomfortable to talk about. People might get pissed off, but you know what? You got to say it.
Sex.
I'm selling Domingo. I'm tired of the SNL skit. I've had enough. It's enough is enough. I'm done with it. It was funny for a day, and now it's just all over. It's
Domingo.
it's overdone. And at the end of the day, well, let me. What are your thoughts on the Domingo? For those that don't know, Saturday Night Live did a skit. People were getting married. Bridesmaids did a song. It was a parody of Espresso about a guy who the bride met named Domingo. What are your thoughts?
I've only been seeing the memes, and obviously I could tell it was an SNL skit. There are sometimes like there are conversations happening that's like, oh, like SNL was much better back in the day. They weren't as political, or they weren't as like so attached to politicians or the election and all this stuff. And sometimes things are good, but like, I don't know. From the times I started watching SNL, like you had David S. Pumpkins. Any questions? Like that shit was great. And there's just sometimes where those things are kind of like off, if I'm being completely honest. This may be one of them.
So at the end of the day, everybody that's like obsessed with this song and saying like it's greater than Espresso, you are, and again, it was funny for like a day. The song is about someone cheating on their fiance.
Yeah. Again,
I understand it's funny and it's parody, but it's now at the extent where people are still like obsessed with it. It's like it is a skit. Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
I will say there are some people that, you know, like Chaperone's Hot to Go. Like HOTTOGO. There's somebody that's saying HOTDOGS. Hot dogs are the best.
Yeah, but again, that's hot dogs. Hot dogs are great.
It's hot dogs.
Yeah.
Why is this so filled with hot dogs in this section? Corn dogs, hot dog supers, and hot dogs songs.
Yeah, hot to go. And finally, I am selling Absurd Chips. I think I maybe talked about this. Absurd Chips. I think I talked about this a little while ago, maybe. How like we didn't have like all these kind of flavors when we were kids. Some of them are getting out of hand. It? Maybe I thought, or you talked about it.
I talked about
it. I said we. I thought I said we. Thought I said we.
Yeah, we had Cool Ranch Dorito Smart Popcorn.
Yep. Some of them are getting out of hand. Just flat out of hand. And with that being said, it is time for an impromptu funny business food review.
Okay.
Mike, I have two flavors of Pringles. So you brought me on to the street taco Pringles.
Yeah, street taco.
So before I bring these on, I have not tried either of these. So this is a brand new first review. April did try one of each. The first one she did not hate. We have Everything Bagel, Pringle.
Oh,
Everything Bagel. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty excited. So I haven't smelled these either. So I'm going to give a smell test first.
A sniff test. It's called the sniff test, Matthew.
Sniff test. It does smell like an Everything Bagel.
Okay.
Very light on the smell. Sorry. one Pringle. Everyone knows the rules. Oh,
Oh,
I gotta get another one.
okay. Yeah, you kind of need another one.
Mhm. It's pretty light.
Really?
I will say it does taste like a you can taste the toastedness. Like
toast.
it tastes like a toasted bagel.
Okay.
Not just like an everything bagel. It does taste like toasted.
Right. Okay.
April just yelled, "That's what she said," because she did say that yesterday.
Oh, I thought she meant like a "that's what she said" joke.
That'd be a strange "that's what she said" joke. I'm gonna give that one. It's not bad, but I'm gonna give it a 7.2.
All right.
The next one gave April goosebumps.
Jalapeno.
We have, and she hated this, Philly cheesesteak.
Oh.
Apparently it's bad.
Oh.
Apparently it's bad.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to this.
Here we go. This is a sniff test. All right. That smells like straight like cheese whiz.
Ooh.
But like intense cheese whiz.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Honestly, no, it's Velveeta. It just smells like straight Velveeta.
All right. All right. Wait, pull out a second chip just so you're ready.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm Pringle. Everyone else I'm not excited for this. I'm tasting some
Get
pepper.
the second one. Get the second one in.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's fire.
Oh, there we go.
It smells like a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
That's an 8.3.
Oh,
8.3. That's a great cheesesteak flavor.
there we go.
It does taste like grilled peppers. You get the cheese, you get the meat. Yeah, that's good. All right, so everything bagel Pringle 7.2, cheesesteak Philly cheesesteak Pringle 8.3.
There we go, baby. Get out your local grocery store or wherever they sell Pringles.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I got.
Wasn't there a reason why you're drinking water today?
So I was anticipating one of these being really bad, and I needed a palate cleanser.
Okay. I opened a beer and Matt's like, "I'm drinking water, but you'll find out later." I was like, "Okay, I'm waiting."
Yeah, no, both pleasantly good.
Wow. Speaking of anywhere you could find Pringles, anywhere you could find us on social media, you could find it all at beacons.ai/funnybusinesspod. It's your first time listening and you liked it. Hey, hit that follow button. Helps out a lot. Maybe bumps up the numbers if you're from New Zealand or Australia. Let's take over Australia. Let's take over the viewership and the listenership of the Funny Business Podcast. I'm challenging the great country of Australia. Do what you can. We're here. We're here to support you. Coming from two Americanos. But anywho, Mr. Matthew.
Yeah, if this podcast gets 10,000 likes on YouTube, this episode, Mike and I will
Fly to Australia.
No,
Oh.
we'll go scuba diving.
Go scuba diving.
We'll go scuba diving.
Why that?
That's a common activity to do in Australia.
Oh, okay. We'll
The
go scuba diving.
Great Barrier Reef. No, we won't go in the Great Barrier Reef,
Great Barrier Reef.
but we'll do it in 2025.
Mr. Matthew. That's my bachelor
Yeah.
party. Mr. Matthew.
Yes.
What is your advice for the good people of the funny business world? Coworkers.
Oh man, my advice for the good people of the Funny Business Podcast, the good coworkers. Mike, I gotta tell you. I almost had the date wrong. Oh, okay. I can't give that advice yet. My advice.
Oh, I knew you were going with that. You sack of shit. I am stopping that right now, right here. I will say it. Merry Christmas, everybody.
No, it's not November yet. You can't say that, you piece of shit.
I'm saying it now, you piece
can't
of
say
shit.
that, you piece of shit. My advice is make sure you tell someone you love them.
Oh, okay. Be sure to tell them you love them. Okay. Sounds good.
No, but check in on people. If you see something happening, people would appreciate a text. That's it. Short and simple.
Wonderful. Excellent. Delicious. Delightful. Wonderful. Philly cheesesteak. Deliciousness. And until the next time, we'll see you on the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.